get down on it. You don't get down on it. Get down on it. I'm not getting hit with the commercial right out of the gate. I like that part. No pause in the activities. They were just playing Get Down on It. What is it? They gotta get down on it. It. Alright, let me like my own video. Let me do some hellos. I think I saw a super chat activity. It disappeared by the time I got here. Maria Ann kicking off, helping out with the parking activities with the 10 Banananas. Thank you very much. Alright, get a couple hellos in there. Jim B, Mary Leathers, Janice, John O, Bror Vision, I like that. Val Marie, Jim Wolf, keep them coming. Doreen, Tom Lars, what up, bro? Sony, Porkenstein, why is why, Mike, Chicken, Captain Lope, Kyle, yeah, it is coffee time. Best time of the day. I mean, granted, when it was exactly 105 even when I got out to the vehicle. So, yeah, coffee's a little interesting in this weather. And no ifs, ands, or buts. It's pizza time. Well, that sounds good, too. Pizza is always welcome. I don't see anyone anymore over here. I mean, they had such a changeover in staff. There's only 2 people I recognize. The chick sitting over here with the blue hair, she's the host. You'll see her in a second. And one of the guys, who's also relatively new, but at least I recognize him, who served me up this coffee over on the other side. I don't see anyone I know. None of the ladies are in the house, and the old crew in there. I wonder why that is. They just did a big freaking turnover. It's getting a little bit pickle factory-ish, if we're totally honest. Not for anything. I don't come for the guys nor the girls, but I come for the coffee. And proven fact, can confirm, DNA analysis says so, women make better coffee than men. I'll argue that. I will die on that hill. Alright, let's get, what are we going to do? 2 of these. And you know, I brought 1 sugar because I haven't had any. No, I had a little bit of sugar today. A tiny bit. Not sugar, but I had like a tiny bit of homemade apple juice. Took some apples, threw them in a juicer. I was going to use them on a pork recipe, but that ship sailed. So I figured, let me convert them. So I did have a little juice. I cannot digest, for the most part, apples. They're too, like, fibrous. Alright, here we go with some sugar activities. You can get down on it. Are we glitching? One was singing Get Down on It. I mean, I don't like that song. It just freaking stuck with me. I think that was the first song I heard all day. I haven't played any music today. That's getting me. Music amps my productivity. Alright, look at that. Let's get some inkage. Yeah, that's inkage. Nice. Fwah! There goes one. It doesn't fill it to the top. See, guys don't make the best coffee. Alright, we're gonna go for 2. Wham! I mean, it's still coffee. I think I'm gonna actually, I don't even know this guy at the bar. I don't think he's gonna come check on me. I might have to take a hike. Alright, let's see if we can get some freaking barista animal or something going on. No, see, there's not enough foam to make something. We usually get like a cow or a cat or some shit. Nothing. Alright, well, let's check the coffee. Let me get rid of all these, put them to the side. They're interfering with my picture. Marie Bella. Mark 1, you've been fasting? You got a T-bone on deck? Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna hit up a Smith's on the way home. I don't know, why does the camera keep moving around? Stay right where you are. Alright, we'll see how this is. Well, anyway. Boom. I think I know that guy, but he looks different for some reason. Oh, there we go. What's up, everyone? A GBU 57. Boom. I just thought they were heavy ass shits like the rods from God. You guys know that concept, rod from God. They just drop them from such a extreme altitude that they hit like a, you know, like a kaboom. Yeah, it's a GBU 57. I didn't know they had like additional propulsion. Once they penetrated Earth, they burn down what's in front of them, and then they fire another rocket so they can keep penetrating. Did not know. It makes sense though. I think there's an Aldi's in town here. I haven't been there yet though. A guy made it. It's still good, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't made with love. It wasn't made with love. Yeah, 103, like I said, when I got out of the car, it was 105 even. You know, like the apps. I don't know where they're taking the temperature. It's in the shades. Where? Maybe they're taking it like on the way to Mount Charleston because they have to do it. They have to understate the in the summer and overstate it in the winter. It's like, you know, I mean, I guess there's no liability. You can't get sued when you lie about the weather, but they never lie. They never tell the truth about the weather. It's always like 2 to 5 degrees in one direction or the other. In reality, like I said, where they're getting it from, I don't know. They say the airport, but I tend to doubt that. All right, I had to put another sugar in there just to make sure. All right, let's try this again. Yo, man, what's going on?
How are you?
What happened to all the OGs?
I know, I haven't seen
nobody. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while neither. I was like, damn, bro.
I went to a lot of mornings.
Really?
Yeah, I found out my lady has that. So, been changing up a little bit. Yeah, it's good though.
All right. All right. He's gonna be 3. Harry Reid versus McCallum. McCallum? What am I thinking about? Scotch? McCarran. I still call him McCarran. I have a hard time. The Harry Reid. Hey man, are you gonna pick me up at Harry Reid? I don't know where he lives. I mean, nobody get Harry Reid. What they used to say is, I'm not gonna. He's a dead guy. We'll leave him alone. We'll leave him alone. It should just be Las Vegas International Airport. Chaotic Rich. What's going on? Matthew Thompson gets another hello. Great Dane Mom. Who else is here? Yeah, it's freaking hot. And next week, we're back to 110. Elvis Presley Airport might be another good one. Yeah, I'm down with that. It might be 100. It's going to be 110. If the weather forecast says 107, 108, 109, that means 110, 111, 112. Summer just started. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. 60 degrees in Monterey, California. You know what? Weather's the only thing I get jealous about. I don't get jealous about women. I don't get jealous about looks. I don't get jealous about money. I don't get jealous about anything except weather. You tell me it's 60, I'm like freaking totally jealous. I'm like, I wish I was there. What did I do in my life that I ended up in the desert? Oh yeah, I make money here, but still, it sucks. Yuck. Yeah, I gotta see what the coffee's like. I mean, with the coffees. My mind's fixating on coffee. Hold on a second. 66 degrees in Brooklyn? And the other day it was 100. Dang. I miss the Brooklyn weather. I miss Brooklyn in and of itself. Mark says I was actually halfway in development from aviation side. Yeah, I hear you. Alright, I'm reading comments. Come on, drop your name in there so I can say hello. Joe Mooski. What's Brooklyn like these days? I haven't been there in like, shit, probably 20 years already. Probably did, but Bensonhurst. No kidding. He's in Bensonhurst? Nice. I don't know why we're glitching. We're glitching out. I'm on that Wi-Fi because I'm not hooking up to, who's ringing? I'm not hooking up to the mall Wi-Fi because they want to freaking geolocate my ass, and I ain't down with that. Not that everything else in my pockets isn't being geolocated, but I don't want to do it voluntarily. Nadia from Philly. That's where my peoples first came from. See ya, Matthew. My peoples first came through Ellis Island into Philly before we moved up to New York. Bensonhurst. Wow, that brings back some memories. Bensonhurst. Howard Beach, Bensonhurst. I went to the fireworks shows. I went to, you know who's fireworks shows and ate the cannolis and the Zeppelis and everything. Yeah. Ate the peppers and eggs. Yeah. Good times. I remember that like it was yesterday. Tizzy, how are you? I'm seeing all the familiar faces and some new ones. Thomas, Bodnar, what's going on? Have a great weekend too. You are quite welcome. Paramount is in the house. By Coney, yeah, I know where it is, Conney Island. I miss going to Coney Island. Yeah, it used to be a thing. I used to do it for a while, maybe like every other weekend. Used to run down Coney Island, and then I feel like I'm being watched. Hopefully I am. And I used to go to the aquarium. You know, the aquarium over there, like, what was it, Brooklyn Heights or whatever, on the way. Go say hello to, like, they had the frickin' narwhal and they had the beluga whales and all that. I mean, it's a small aquarium, but it was cool. Just chill at the aquarium, head on down to Coney Island Beach, and walk up and down the piers and whatnot. Yeah, that was fun. That was good times. All right, down at 86. Yeah, all right, I know where you at. Cool. Cruising in the 18 to my 80, what? 72 Caddy. 72 Caddy. Dang. Alright, go make Rory his supper. Great day, Mom. See you guys later. Many, many moons ago. Yeah, where does the time go? It's just amazing. I learned how to drive in a 72, I think it was a 70 or 72, maybe even 69. That, you know, the body type of the Plymouth Fury 3, that giant freaking square 8,000-pound boat of a vehicle. Vegas changes. How you doing? You have a great weekend too. I'm looking forward to a good weekend. I'm gonna spend, believe it or not, most of my weekend painting. I mean, I don't mind painting or anything. It's a culmination of all the work that I've been doing. I've told you about the drama. You know, I've been patching walls when I took down the studio, when I ripped I try to do it so delicately with a spackle knife and everything to get all the, you know, get the acoustic paneling off the wall, but I painted the wall before I put it up. And it just stuck to paint, technically, even though you can dry to the touch, it needs like 30 to 60 days to cure. I didn't wait no 30 to 60 days, so it just ripped off left and right, like 50 freaking holes in the wall that I had to match a knockdown, sprayed finish, and this one came out good, this one came out bad, so it's all primed. So this weekend, I'm painting. I still think I got paint under my fingernails and whatnot. So, I mean, you don't have to wish me luck, but damn, painting. I mean, it's cool. It's cathartic. It's easy, you know. Oh, the name of the color of the paint, believe it or not, is Aria. Like, how did it work out that way? I painted it a gray, like a light gray, but it wasn't light enough the first time. So the second time, you know, I went and got all the color swatches and all the shit. And I was like, oh, this one's, it looks almost white, but it's not. You know, I held it up against the gray, you know, when I got home. And I'm like, oh yeah, this one's, and then I held it up against true white. And I'm like, all right, it's gray, it's gray, it's gray. I was like, this is the keeper. And I look at it, it says Aria. I wonder if that's any shout out to Aria down the block over here, but have I been doing curls? I don't know. I mean, I've been getting lean AF. you know? I mean, I feel, you know, I've gotten over the fact that I've lost a lot of weight, but I'm still getting lean. I mean, I'm still, you know, I'm still in shape and shit. You know, arms are still pretty big. Could work on the abs a bit, but can't we all? Ain't a guy out there, well, I wouldn't say ain't a guy. There's a couple guys out there that don't work on abs. I never really had, like, sick abs, you know? I got them as good as I possibly could, but, you know, doing ab work is boring, as long as it's flat. But, you know, I had a six-pack, like, once or twice in my life, but that shit ain't worth maintaining. You see a dude with big muscles and a six-pack, he's on some kind of gear, because that is not natural. BCTC, what's up? Did I say Mary Leathers? I'm going to say it again. Who else is here? Yeah, the trim part's going to blow. I mean, I technically don't have to paint the trim, but I'm gonna. Why not, you know? It just is what it is. You know, and I'm debating, like, I've done a lot of painting. I'm like, should I do the trim first or the walls first? You know, like, which one do I want to actually cut in? You know, I got the blue tape that don't stick to nothing and whatever, but I don't have patience for it. It's weird. It takes me 10 minutes to tape everything and probably 2 hours to cut everything perfectly. What was the best ROI? I think I'll tape everything off. Is what it is. Andy Wrench, what's going on? Shout out Warrington, AZ Gator. Right? Chris K, can you believe it's freaking Friday already? That's nuts. What up, Phil? What up, brother Phil? Yeah, you got big arms, Mark, for sure. I done seen them. Lanyard, I don't know what kind of engine it had, to tell you the truth, the Lanyard Jim Wolf, but that was a big-ass vehicle. And I learned to drive in Brooklyn. I mean, everyone was double parked and shit, and that was freaking terrifying. The first go behind the wheel was my friend's dad's Plymouth Fury 3. I mean, the guy owned a gas station, so he kept a lot of, like, older cars running good. I ended up buying my first 3 vehicles from him, which was they were all older. I had a Pinto, a Ford Pinto. It had a 2.2 Torner engine with bicycles in the front, mags on the back. It was kind of sick looking. I had a Gran Torino. I had my very, 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 very first car was a 1970 Grand Prix with it had a 440 in it. I think it was a 440. It was a long time ago. It was like 20 years ago. Yeah, it had a 440 and the swivel buckets. And from this dude's father, I also bought a bright, stupid bright red Monte Carlo with a white Landau roof with white leather interior that I jacked all up, you know, like, he had a towel over the driver's seat, and I was just like, well, what's this shit? This looks kind of weird, you know, and it's like, oh, you just leave it on there, you'll thank me later. Never told me why, but if you ever had white leather seats, you can't wear jeans because the blue the dye from your jeans just gets into that seat and you're never going to get that shit out. But yeah, it had a white leather interior, white Landau roof, and it was freaking, wasn't candy apple red, it was like stupid red. It was like beefsteak tomato red. Yeah, that's what it was. Beefsteak tomato red. And that had a 350 in it. I've had a lot of cars. I've had some cool cars. I've had some cool ass cars. I had an AMC Javelin that was painted up like Starsky and Hutch. I had a couple not so cool cars. I had a Ford Maverick once. I bought it, I was like, I don't know, I was like 16 or 17. Because I got my driver's license. Like, you got your learner's permit when you're 14 in New York, and nobody gave a shit, you know? Because there was such huge loopholes back in the day. I don't know what they do now in New York, but back in the day, you know, you could drive around on your permit all day long because if you got pulled over, the cop knew for a fact you didn't, back then, you did not have to have the driver in the car with you. Same with a motorcycle. I had my motorcycle permit before I got my driver's license. I had my motorcycle permit when I was like 16 or 17 also. And the same thing applied. The person you're supposed to go with, fire engine red, yeah, maybe, perhaps. Brighter than that. Yeah, the person didn't have to be in the vehicle. So technically you could say, hey, you stopped me, and the person with the driver's license kept going. And you'd find someone to go to court and say, yeah. You know, so they didn't even bother you for permits and all that shit when you had a permit. So I've been buying cars since I was freaking 15. Yeah, I had a Ford Maverick. I paid like $200 for that thing. Yeah, that was crazy. Alright, what else? What were we talking about? 69 Caddy. Yeah, parallel parking was crazy, huh? You had a 73 Pinto? Pintos were alright. I mean, yeah, I'm sure if you got rear-ended, Phil, yeah, you'd definitely go kaboom, according to Ralph Nader, but that was a fun car to drive. Like I said, the tires in the front with the bicycles, they were like, you know, 4-inch tires, and in the back there was like, you know, like I had Kragers on it that were like this big and whatnot. It looked kind of cool, and it was gold. It was like this weird bronze gold color, and it was a stick shift because it had a Torner engine. So, I mean, it's not like it was fast, but it was, you know, faster than I could blow away any other Pinto out there. The first car, Chris, was a 70 Chevy Impala, handed down from my dad's. $100, that's cool. He paid the maintenance and gave, yeah, that was all right. 68 Leonard, a 68 Caddy, 472 with an impeccable black interior. There is nothing on earth that is more comfortable. Maybe like, Wrath of Khan dude, what was his name, Ricardo Montalban. I mean, back in the day, especially with Cadillacs and like some like Chrysler Cordobas and shit, they put a freaking living room couch in the front and the back, especially a Cadillac. I've slept in the back of a Cadillac many times, and it was comfortable. You know, I just got tired of it, you know, whatever. But, you know, I had the limo tent, nobody knew, whatever. But the most comfortable, like riding in a, yeah, it was like a living room couch, a real living room couch, not the shit they sell these days, with wheels on it. It was the best. It was the best. I mean, they ran like shit, but it was the best. Paramount, my first car was a 75 burnt orange Camaro. That's friggin' awesome too. I had a 79 Camaro SS with 350 and headers and, you know, I think it was more, no, it was 6-barrel carb, no, 4-barrel carb, a big frickin' Holly like this, suck a frickin' bird into that thing. It was pretty cool. That was the most unreliable piece of crap car I ever had. I loved it. It was low to the ground. It was beautiful. It was white with 2 red stripes, you know, from nose to stem to stern. That was a cool car. That had Kragers on it too. Kragers were the thing. We didn't have Kragers. You were like, I was like wearing skips, you know. Yeah, that was an unreliable. Everything on that car went. Everything. It sat for a long time before I bought it. I bought it from some dude who came back from deployment on an aircraft carrier, guy I knew, and it sat for like the 4 years he was away in the garage, and everything dried up. Everything dried up. The gas separated. You know, I didn't know shit from a hole in the ground back then. You know, yeah, that was a problematic vehicle. He had Mark says he had a 69 T-Bird, 4-door open back. Oh, that's nice. An Interceptor. Cool. Mine was an SS. Oh, I just got the first commercial. Cool. 24 minutes in. Something about adjustable frickin' I-frame glasses, some bullshit. Let me make sure I didn't miss any fan fondalization. I can say it, so what? Where is everyone? Did I start too early? 77 people, what up? Yeah, center lines with it. The center lines might have been West Coast. How do you do that? How do you throw up West Coast? I think East Coast was, yeah, it was like you had to have the Kragers. Even though Kragers, like the chrome peeled off them bitches, you know? No ifs, ands, or buts. It definitely peeled. Your first AC Gator. Your first car was a '72 Maverick hand-me-down. Yeah, I had a Maverick. It was a 4-door Maverick. It was like a grandpa brown color. It was, yeah. And it had a Landau roof. That you had to have a Landau roof. What else did I have? I had some weird-ass cars. I've had a lot of cars. I had a 72 Charger, you know, not the General Lee one, the next body shape above that. That thing was so slow, it wouldn't even go up hills. It had a tiny engine for how big it was. What the hell else have I had? I had a bunch of vans in my life. Ford Econoline, GMC 1500 with a 3 on the tree. I've had a lot of vehicles. 2 Caddies. Couple of Mercedes. I've had a lot of cars in my time. Oh, you had the 700 double bumpers, Phil? Yikes. Alright, want to talk cars? Let's talk cars. Cadillac was excellent. I had a 96 Fleetwood, drove. Yeah, I had 2 Cadillacs. One of them was, and that was the one, it was, a broom. That was the most comfortable vehicle. It was black on, I think I have a picture of it. It was black on black, but it had that 468 engine in it when they were trying to save fuel and shit. So like when you were like floating along and you got some momentum, it would kick down the 4 cylinders to save gas, and then it would pop up to, it would shift cylinders like it was supposed to shift gears. If you needed to get up and go, it was supposed to crank. On a road, driving around town, it was no big deal. But on a road trip, holy shit! Like, I used to take that car and drive all the way up to frickin' Quebec, Canada, from Long Island and whatever. Holy shit, that was such a pain in the ass because it could not shift cylinders once it was under load. Like that, like nobody thought about that. So if you were going flat and then a hill came up, and you know once you're getting up into upstate New York, you're going up and down some hills, you know? So you're on 4 cylinders, and as soon as it would come under stress going uphill, it could not shift into 6th and 8th cylinder. So you'd be like, it would struggle, literally freaking struggle up hills. People would be throwing shit at me. Let me see if I got a picture of that thing. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I do. Want to see it? I might as well have. You want to see it? I'll show you. I think I do. I thought I did. I'll show you another picture. Want to see pictures? Want to do picture time? I've been finding pictures. All right. Look at that freaking dude with the full-blown beard. The Fiero. That was a fun-ass car to drive. That was fun. All right, I'm gonna find it. Let's see how the search capability is. Bonk. Oh yeah, I found it. This is too cool. Check it out. Was that badass or what? Look, I mean that's so. Wait, hold on. It's not focusing. It's my lens. That was so New York. Look at that. Black on black on black on black, black everything, black leather jacket, black car, limo tint. Yeah. With the white walls, you gotta have the white walls, you gotta have the gold pinstripe and everything. But that freaking car, oh my god, that was my garage. That was pretty sick, right? Sweet. And that was my little, what was that? What was that back there? That was a little, it wasn't a Toyota. What the hell was that? Isuzu or something? I don't know why I bought that. You looking at me? Yeah, that's cool. What up, bro? I wouldn't mess with that dude. Anyway. Let's see. Want to see more pictures? I put a bunch of new ones on. A lot of you guys probably seen these pictures, but I have put a bunch of new ones on. Let me see what's what. I don't got many pictures of my older vehicle. I mean, who took pictures back in the day? Let's see. I mean, that had to be developed on film and shit. Let me see. Motorcycles. Bonk. Oh, you want to see my bike? Want to see my bike? Check this shit out. Bonk. You guys know what that is, right? That was my GSXR 1100. So it didn't even have a rear seat. It's like, F you. You ain't riding. That thing weighed 365 pounds without me. It had a horsepower ratio of, I think it was like 3-to-1 or some such nonsense. I bored it out to a 1300. That was a monster. That was the Gixxer. Took that out to Freeport Raceway. Got it up to 201 miles per hour. 201 miles per hour. That was back in the day when all they did was put a number, like the Gixxers were the jam. All they did was like put a number on it, you could race it. They would just like, they came right out the box, ready to go. That was crazy. What are the crazy ass pictures do I have? I need coffee. I need coffee. I had another Cadillac that had an aluminum engine in it. It was a 90, what was it? It was like a 96, I think it was. 96 or 97. That was a Fleetwood. Landau roof, of course. Tinted windows, of course. And that thing had an aluminum engine in it. That freaking thing would get so hot. It was unfreaking believable. It would get ridiculously hot. Like you could feel, you know how you want to feel someone's engine? I mean, I don't know if you do it, but I do it. You feel someone's engine to see, you know, whether they've been out driving or not. That thing would stay hot. You would drive it, and it would stay hot for like 2 days. You could fry eggs on the hood of your vehicle. It was stupid. It was stupid. Alright, let's check some messages. Oh! Amazon done went and delivered something to me. Cool. Cool story, bro. Alright, what else? Are you into pictures? I'll show you pictures. I'll show you some pictures. You wanna see pictures? I'll tell you pictures. I know. This is like empty. Hopefully homeboy here is gonna come hook a brother up. This requires all my strength because this cup weighs like 3 pounds and I'm like freaking handling it like that. I don't want to try my mind control on him. Oh. But we don't need some coffee. We're gonna do picture time. Alright, want to see pictures? I'll show you pictures. Alright. This is my pet possum. That shit is funny. That shit is funny. My pet possum. What's up, possum? What are you doing there, possum? Alright, let's see what else. What else I got here that's even remotely relative? Hold everything. I gotta be cautious of what I actually show people. You wanna see one of the humidors? Like, I used to do woodworking. I used to love doing woodworking. I still have these. I built that humidor. Still have that. A lot of you have seen it. Built that humidor. Still have it. A lot of you have seen it. Built that humidor. A lot of you have seen it. Shout out Arturo. Shout out full friggin' box of Arturo Fuentes. What up? beach activities. What up, bro? See, I never really had the six-pack going on, but at least it was flat. I mean, I did and I didn't. If I leaned back a little bit, you could see it. Yeah. Let's see, what else? Yeah, there's me as a little gangster with my broken legs. Because most of you know, like, I had to have my legs broken 3 times in order to walk. And that's how they used to dress me up. A little freaking gangster with the bow tie and everything. But you can see my legs all like... they were looking in 2 different directions. What up, legs? Oh, want to see a crazy picture? Want to see great? Yeah, no t-shirt at the beach. I'll be wearing no t-shirts at the beach or at the pool. That'll just, if you feel uncomfortable, that's a good thing. We had that conversation. If you feel so uncomfortable, you have to wear a t-shirt to the beach or the pool, then don't. Because you'll feel so uncomfortable, you might even be inspired to do something about it. Want to see me as a little one? Look at that. Look at this here. What up? My eyes weren't blue in that picture. I was wearing my little cowboy vest there. I think I still have that. Crazy. Those some crazy ass pictures. That was me before I lost a lot of weight. Bam. What up? Let me see. What else could I show you? I think I show you no dirty pics. Not that I have dirty pics on my phone. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, I found the picture. I found this picture I always talk about. I just reloaded a bunch of stuff on the phone. That's why this is like new pics. Check this out. Babies love Las Vegas. That was taken at Aria. They had the baby. They had a pillow. They used a bunch of what was that? Shock Top beer as a freaking pillow for the baby and that right on the casino floor. And nobody said nothing at all. Bastards. What other pictures do I got? Me checking to see if I wanted to do a face tattoo. That was a funny one. I never did any tattoos. Probably never will. What other stuff could I show you? Might be some cool stuffs in there. Let me see. Oh, okay. Opening night. That was opening night of the Palms back in the day when I had the radio show. That's how I used to dress. That was freaking, that was pretty boss too. I had like my whole cadre of freaking Vegas related ties. Oh, peep the pinky ring. I still wear pinky rings to this day. Do you like going down memory lane? I mean, we got other shit to talk about. But is what it is. Me dancing the lion head in Chinatown. Me on the front cover of the sports section of the local newspaper. I've had an interesting life. And I still have an interesting... Had? What's this had bullshit? I have an interesting life. I'm just killing time until I get a freaking coffee in me. Holy shit. I want a coffee. What else could I show you? I don't know. can't give away too much details. Oh, alright, let's see if we can get bro's attention over here. Hold everything. Alright, let me catch up on chat, then we'll get into more pictures if you want. If you want. Not mandatory, just if you want. Yeah, really, just tell them, give me a freaking pot of coffee up in here. Alright. I think I'm gonna have to go grab bro over there. Hold everything. Yeah, now bro has the ability to discover Thailand. I would like to go. I would like to go. Hold on. No, I'm doing it for I got the fake ass shit with me. I haven't seen that dude in so long. What up? Alright. What are we doing here? Let me catch up on chat. That's what I want to see. Let me check super chat activities. Nope. Alrighty then. Let's see. Any Bro Nation photos on there? I think I have them on, you want to see them on my, I think I do have them on my other phone. You want to see them? I'll show you some Bro Nation one. Passbook Bros engaged, Phil. Alright, I wanna check out chat first. Yeah, get the dude a freaking. I'm more fun caffeinated. Not that I'm not fun. It was nice when we used to. Yeah, I mean now nobody dresses. I mean we're in Vegas and everyone's like, it looks no different than going to Walmart at freaking 10 o'clock at night. Unfortunately, I would get it's 110 degrees, but you know, I mean there's a t-shirt, but it's a Solana t-shirt. Bought it like 80% off, normally 50 bucks. You know, I mean, but at 80% off because I'm thrifty like that. Alf Ramirez, what's going on? I'm bringing the heat. Oh yeah, Phil, you're right. You're right, Phil. Me and Phil got buffalo tattoos. Holy shit, do I got a picture of that? Does anyone? I gotta. Let's just check. I'll keep reading comments and whatnot, but let's just check if I can find. Let's see how good search is. Let's enter tattoo. Bam. Oh, no results found. I gotta have a picture of that freaking tattoo. Me and Phil went and got temporary tattoos, in case you're wondering, and they look cool. Like for the first, I don't know, day or two, mine hung out. I mean, I felt kind of freaking extra boss for some reason, you know, with the tattoo activities. It was alright. It was alright. I ain't gonna say no. It was kind of cool. What happened to those pictures? I thought I had them. Oh, I found some old ass pictures. I just found some old ass pictures. You wanna see old ass pictures? I'll show you some old ass pictures. No kidding. Oh, first I'll show you pictures of the Bro Nation get together. Because nobody's seen them yet. I'll show you them from what? The one before this, 2024. Yeah, let me do that. It's on my other phone. Excuse me while I whip this out. That's what he said. Frickin' Bitcoin hovering in the 107 range. Alright, let's find these here bad boys. What up? Alright, there's a lot of them. You better be ready for this here. We'll go through them relatively quickly. Chaotic Rich, thank you for the ripe Canadian bananas. But I do got the old ones. I'll give you one old one. And then we'll get into the Bro Nation get-together pictures. Ready for this? Are you ready? You sure you're ready? Oh, I gotta turn this around, huh? Bam. with the leather pants and everything. What up, bro? How you doing? That's freaking funny. I was probably like 18 or 19 in that picture. All right, enough of me. It's ain't about me. Well, yeah, it is kind of. Damn, I need more coffee. All right, let's get on. Let's get on with some Bror Nation Get Together 2024 picture activities. All right, we'll play. Guess who these people are? Oh, that's awesome. You are the man. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man. Enjoy.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, I was like, yeah. You know, I mean, we didn't have, okay, I grew up in the neighborhoods. I grew up in all the neighborhoods, back in the day. I mean, black people didn't have no beef with white people. White people didn't have no beef with black people. Everyone was cool. Black, white, brown, yellow, red, didn't freaking matter. Everyone was cool with everyone else. Didn't have no like tribal bullshit going on. However, the real beefs were like the disco dudes. And the guys who were still like, on the rock jams, like, yeah, that's where the rumbles would start. We'd have like inter-neighborhood rumbles and stuff. The word to go out, rumble at PS, 138 at midnight and shit. And we'd rumble like it was frickin', still the 60s and whatever. But a lot of the rumbles were like, the disco posers and whatnot. But were they the smart ones or not? Because those are the ones who were scoring all the chicks, We still had all the Ginas. So who was really getting the better of that, except in the fights? But some of them disco boys could fight. I ain't gonna say no. We used to rumble. Alright, let's check it out. Hold on. Alright, let's see what familiar faces you see here. Alright, let me get this thing out of my face so I can properly do this. There's some familiar faces. Oh, who's that dude? What up? Who's that chick? I know them too. I definitely know them too. I know them too. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore. But I do miss Lauren and Don. What up? Look at all these familiar faces. Look at these beautiful pictures. There goes Venus and Jim. What up? Come on, focus. Frank. What are you doing there, Frank? Love me some Frank. Wow, I shaved my entire head for that one. Not just part of it. No, I want to hang out with Frank. No, you want to hang out with Frank. I want to hang out with Frank. That's what I'd love. See, all right, let me turn this around a second. Let's turn this around. That's why next year's Bror Nation Get Together is going to be at the same place, which is Maggiano's. Go to the Bror Nation Facebook group. There's a link to sign up. Even though it's 10 months away, it's going to sell out. Still, I think there's only like 30 something tickets left because it's just that popular. Anyway, the reasoning is because we could do cool shit like that. Like, okay, it was great this year. I loved going to the Galpo Gaucho, handsome cowboy. But it was just, we couldn't even get a group picture going on. I mean, the food was phenomenal, the company was phenomenal, but from a chilling out, hanging out type of thing, it was not quite the same. However, next year we're going back there because we just have this giant room with chandeliers, granite top bars, dance floor, balcony. It's just a joint, and we were able to do stuff like that. What up, Captain Lope? So yeah, So and the food, of course, is friggin' awesome. So I'm kind of psyched for that. All right. Allow Siri to use my location? Fuck no. No. Just like no. Just like go away. All right. Let's get back to picture activities. What up? August 22nd, 2024. There's some multiples there. No, some familiar faces. Shout out the K's. Look at Vaughn. Should I be saying people's names? Maybe I won't. Maybe people want their anonymity. But no more. I do, you don't. No, you guys know who these people are. And they're just awesome. What up, bro? And broette. Look at all my favorite people in there. More favorites. More favorites. Joke you, what up? Chris and Frank. Brother Doug. And shout out Janice. What a great picture. Sylvia. The Q's. Being that we're going to do picture time. Yeah, let's just do picture time. What up, Jay? That's a great picture. Okay, let's just pause on that. That's a great picture. They look happy. Wow, I didn't realize Jay's a big dude. Jay be making me look small. Jay be a big dude. Oh, there go Rory. What up, Rory? What was I looking at? What up? That's a great picture. Wow, what a handsome couple right there. Tell you what. Look at the love and the friendship going on here. Yeah, look at them two beauties. Tamika. That was a great, and we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do it again, and we got, again, we got it for 4 hours this time. We got 4 hours. We're gonna have tons of fun too. All right. That's Vaughn. I'm sure you don't mind knowing. That's Vaughn, airborne, 'cause I wanna be an airborne ranger. I want to live a life of danger. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. Step right out on a count of 4. If that chute don't open wide, got a reserve sit by my side. If that one don't open too, look out, boy, I'm coming through. Airborne Ranger Vaughn. That's a tribute for Vaughn. I gotta find a. I'm making my coffee. Just like look at people. I gotta build my coffee. Sound off 1, 2. Sound off 3, 4. Cadences are awesome. You don't know some good cadences. I don't want to do it. Cadences make life good. Bust with a cadence. Alright, let me see if I got some other pictures in here. Oh, check them out. Alright, there go Brother Doug, Frank, and I. Whoop whoop. Who's whoop whooping? Me and Frank love taking crazy pictures. We take some crazy ass pictures. Who's whoop whooping? Ah, there's some familiar faces. What up? Alright, should I tell people who that is? Should I tell people who that is right there? Could it be? Alright, you know who you are. I don't know. I don't know if people are like weird about that. And two good looking MFers. That'd be Brother Phil. And that'd be Brother Frank. Oh, that one takes me back. Look at that picture. There's a family. Come on now. This be family. That was the last time I was on the East Coast. Shout out freaking leaves changing. What was that, like 2 years ago? Freaking yikes. What other pictures I got on this phone? I don't know. Don't know. Let me look. Let me see if I can show you. I don't even remember where this was. Where the hell was that? What the hell was that? I don't even remember where that was. When was that? January 6th of 2025? That was this year. What the hell was that? What the hell was I eating? Where was that and what was that? That was it. I mean, to this day, Mary, I still make the lasagna. Just like that. Alright, let me see what other pictures I got here. Pictures that I could actually show you. Oh, best trip ever. I freaking loved going to the Reagan Ranch Center in California. That was the best time ever. I love that place. You owe it to yourself to go and go check out one of my favorite homeboys of all time, Ronald Reagan. He was just such an authentic dude. There's a piece of the Berlin Wall there, so I had to touch it. Just like, rah, Berlin Wall. That was an awesome trip. What else I got pictures of? That was back when I was in Phil's neck of the wood. What was that? One of the piers, Santa Monica or something. That might have been Brussels sprout activities. You could be right about that. That might have been. The hell is that? 700 mil. Yeah. Still a fan. Alright, what else I got? I'm doing picture time. Coming over the hill, bam! There you go. You come out of the hood and you run right into that, bam! That's just a sight. It's losing all the details. It's kind of washed out, but yeah. Alright, I gotta catch up with chat. I gotta drink coffee. Holy freaking cow. Let's get some coffee. What time is it? Have we been here an hour already? Holy freaking cow. Alright, cool. Oh, much better. See, okay. Alright. For a dude, homeboy makes some good coffee. For a dude. I'm not saying there's no guys who can make good coffee. This guy can make some coffee, I ain't gonna lie. But I don't know what that other guy was doing, but it was alright. This is some good coffee. Alright. I'll catch up on comments, and we'll do more show and tell. If you want, we could change the subject. I don't care. San Clemente? Was that where? No, it wasn't in San Clemente. It was right on the water. Maybe it was what do I know? Maybe it was San Clemente. I don't know. But that was such a fun trip. I enjoyed the actual F out of that. I mean, if you get the opportunity to go, whether you're whatever side of the political aisle you're on or whatever, it does not matter. This dude, And then you go in the side room and they play videos about him. One of the most interesting lives and one of the most patriotic dudes. I don't care what side of the aisle you stand on, you can't just hate him because of that. But what a patriot. Just the sheer love for God and country and family was just, it gives you chills. I mean, that guy was a freaking patriot. That guy was, he didn't play. Alright, we're down to like 54 people, so. You don't want to see pictures? Alright. I'm just messing with you. I don't care one way or the other. I don't really care. Oh, this is only the second commercial. Factor Food. F you, Factor Food. I can't stand them turds. It's a personal thing. If you're into them, fine. I think they're a bunch of... They can eat a bag as far as I'm concerned. Santa Barbara. Bingo. That's what it was. Santa Barbara. Getting hit with... You're getting hit... They're picking on you, Phil. They decided to nail you with all the freaking commercials. I owe you like 25 cents. I get like a penny an ad or something. So I owe you a quarter. Next time I see you, I'll make up for it. I just got 2 so far, which is bizarre. Yeah, just don't go into the ocean. Do not, under any circumstances, walk along the water in Santa Monica or any of those pier areas, because I did a whole video about that. You do not want to go walking in the water. Simi Valley? Is that where it was? All right. But it's like right by the water. Is that Simi Valley? I mean, it was right by the Amtrak station. Amtrak station was on the other side, which was cool AF. It was an old-ass Amtrak station. And then, like, you could see the pier from there. It wasn't far inland. So I don't know why they call it Simi Valley. All right. Yeah, I mean, I got covered in freaking oil and sludge, and that was nasty. The locals were like, oh, nobody told you? I was covered from head to toe in tar, like I was rolling around in freaking tar from a roof. Like, all they needed to do was throw feathers at me. I would have, been tarred and feathered. And the locals were like, oh, you didn't bring Dawn with you? Like, I'm like, who's she? They're like, no, Dawn dish soap, because that's the only way you're ever going to get clean ever again. Tom Helm in the house. San Clemente is where Nixon's house was. I mean, just the stuff they had. I mean, I did a video on that when I was doing, I did a video from the studio on that. I think it's probably still on the channel somewhere with the Ronald Reagan Library Museum thing there and everything. I mean, they had like his boots and his saddles and his original. The dude used to freaking bust his ass. The guy was president, and he was still riding around his ranch on a freaking horse, fixing fence posts and whatever. You know, it was nuts, crazy. Oh, pickle factory. How you doing? All right, let me catch up on chat. Yeah, Al, do what Al said. Hit the freaking likes and all that. You still having that issue where when the commercials come on, what I have issues with is when a commercial comes on, my chat stops moving. It stays there, but it just dies. So I have to like shut down chat and restart it just to do the what-whats. Oh, I didn't give Janice a heart and a like on that 10 Bananaramas towards parking. Let's see, you got some good pictures after all. Yeah, I mean, if you look at them up close, they're kind of like really blurry, but on the phone they look like beautiful. It was great. It was just an excellent night. Looking forward to doing it in another few months. And we'll do all the pictures, we'll do all the stuff. It's just gonna be fun. It's just gonna be fun. Alright. So does anyone... Oh, I didn't like Chaotic Rich. Chaotic Rich. I didn't like him. I love you. I didn't like your... Bonk. I did not like your 5.55 Canadian ripe Bananaramas. Oh, you coming to town? What is that? What is July 17th? It's got to be a night that I'm out. Come find me. Come hang out. Absolutely. I don't know if we're going to be walking around or anything crazy like that, but let's sit down somewhere and be chilling like Bob Dylan. Just bought a Blackstone flat top grill. Ooh. Blackstone flat top grill. I got to look into that. The 19th through the 20th? Sick. Alright, we go there. We'll get together. We'll hang out. What up? Does consuming coffee no. SF, it does not. I mean, maybe it does. I'm capable. I drink coffee before I go to bed. Why do I still have this on my head? Holy shit. Why didn't you tell me that? That wasn't a thing. I forgot about them. No, it doesn't. I drink coffee before bed. I actually I'll take like leftover coffee and I'll throw it in the freezer, and I generally have some iced coffee, but it's still the same, Ice doesn't neutralize caffeine. Right before bed, because it cools me off from the inside. No, it really doesn't. When I sleep, I am out. I've never had problems falling asleep. Now, waking up in the middle of the night, yeah, a few times here and there, especially lately, but as far as falling asleep, my days are so action-packed and whatever that, I'm like drained by the time I go to bed. I don't eat until I'm hungry, and I don't sleep until I'm tired. So if you do those two things, you'll have good sleep, and you'll maintain your fitness. Because if you're only eating when you're hungry, you know what I'm saying? If you're eating for the sake of eating, you probably shouldn't be eating. If you're just like, oh, I want to eat something, you probably shouldn't eat it. Pass on that shit. However, he's like, listen to this. Wow, he's like a professional friggin' waiter over here in True Bar. He's like telling them how specialties and shit that ain't on the menu, and would you like something more sweet and tangy or something a little more summer? I mean, he's like Buffett's level. He's good. He's good. Are you listening? Something a little more Mediterranean. All right. Your ex lives across the street from the Reagan Museum? Maybe I've seen her. Was that the one? I think I saw her. But no, it doesn't. I mean, sometimes if I go overboard, like if I'm ever at the Wynn or the Encore and I'm drinking like 2 or 3 of those, yeah, I'll be wound up. But still, I won't go to bed until I'm actually tired. So that means maybe I'll stay up later, but I don't mind. It is what it is. But that shit'll give you the caffeine content at the Wynn. That shit'll give you heart palpitations. You'll be like, boom. You'll be looking down. You look down at your boobies, and you can see it. Boom, boom. You can see your heart moving. That's some strong. There's some pretty strong ass coffee too, but ain't got nothing on the Wynn. The Wynn's coffee is like bang. Ronald Reagan, speaking person, along with my husband, quite sick. Ronald Reagan was cool. What up, Greg, Jasper, John Medina? What's happening? I haven't seen your name here in a while. Shout out you. Let's see who else here. I drink iced coffee. That's my 5 o'clock drink. In the summer, no coffee goes to waste. Like I'll admit it. Who cares? If I got leftover coffee, I'll put it into another leftover coffee, and I'll stick it in the freezer. Sometimes if I'm really in a hurry, I'll stick it in the ice maker in the freezer, and I'll like go back and forth with it till it gets surrounded by ice cubes, and it freezes like really freaking fast. It's got to be frozen. But if it's frozen solid, it's ice cubes. But what I do is I'll freeze it, stick it in the microwave for like a minute. I got it down to a science. Stick it in the microwave for about a minute, and then I'll poke the shit out of it with a fork and turn it into like a, what do they call it? Smoothie, slushy, whatever the hell. and I'll put like a little splash of almond milk in there to make it kind of ice creamy and whatnot. Done. I got Jelly Bellies from Ronald Reagan at the meat lot. Yeah, really? Did you save them? They're probably worth a lot of money, bro. No, you probably ate them when you were a kid. Got Jelly Bellies from Ronald Reagan. Man, he just like, that's cool. Oh, Paramount, you do the same thing? You're frugal like me? Yeah, don't waste coffee. Don't waste no coffee. Speaking of coffee, yeah, freaking Reagan was, I don't like, again, I didn't really feel like getting into politics tonight. Oh, however, we did on Wednesday, and I got, the typical freaking bullshit emails and whatnot. Oh, you don't know what you took. Like, everyone was like, remember, it was so predictable. Didn't I ask everyone, I was like, do you have a rational argument for why you support drag racers teaching kindergarten kids and bouncing them on your knees? Is there a rational, logical reason why that's acceptable to you? No, all I got in return was, and YouTube filtered them all out. They're like, you're a phobic this and that. Well, is that all you got? Insults? No, I was asking for, like, if you had rational reasons why you want to keep criminals in the country and not get rid of them. Explain that to me. And nobody had rational reasons. All they had was like insults and stupid shit. It's funny. It's predictable. It's like, okay, I know I'm not going to win this argument, so let me make fun of his eyes. Let me make fun of his psychos, weirdos, losers, comedians, because I laugh at it. I laugh. It's just, people who do shit like that are just like endless supply of comedy for me. 47 and Titty? I missed that. I missed the impromptu press conference. Did he drop any F-bombs? That's cool. Forgot he was an actor. Yeah, right? Kind of forgot he was an actor at some point, but he was a heck of a dude, man. When I was a kid, I used to look forward to, I didn't know that much about nothing, but I was like, I wish he was my dad. When I was a little kid, I was like, this freaking guy's cool. He just seemed cool. He was a no bullshit, patriotic MFer. It's just like, Dad, what up? What up, bro? I'll hang with you. Alright, let me get the all messages again. You're doing some acrylic painting? That's cool. Some good people watching. I should be pointing the camera in the other direction like I do at when we're at the Bellagio and whatnot. However, these people like sticking food in their mouth. Oh, only the third commercial. Sick. Alright, now I gotta refire up my chat just in case. You want me to do some more pictures and whatever? I'll do some more pictures. No F-bombs today? Dang, Chris. Ironically, I grew up watching him just as such a... Yeah, he was good. He was good. He made a lot of sense. Los Angeles Dodgers refused to let... Yeah, well, the feds came out and said... Michael, the feds came out and said they were never there. That was weird. Vanilla Ice posted, we were never there, so we don't know what the LA Dodgers is even talking about. They said, we weren't there, I don't know what did. Maybe that was like a flex or something, but Ronald Reagan, yes, Marie Bella, he was an amazing dude. Indeed. So you guys want to continue a little more picture time? I'll do more pictures. I got more. She was way off. Yeah, he was a great, he was inspirational. Like, he was very motivating and inspirational. Yeah, that's what I would say. Here he comes again. This guy's a consummate freaking dude, and it's Truebar. They are trying to elevate their game. Like, supposedly, they're going to start, doing steaks and some such thing over there. Buffalo chicken sandwich? Fine choice, sir. You gotta love it. You gotta love people who are into their friggin' jobs. I don't care whether you're cleaning sewers or making frickin' spaceships and shit. Be into your job. Love what you do.
Buffalo and what may get you on the side.
I mean, that whole cliche thing like John McCain. You like John McCain? Wasn't that dude a traitor? I don't know. Maybe he was. Yeah, I said it. What were we talking about? Oh, that whole shit about, you know, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Bullshit. Let's just face it. There's some sayings out there that are just such utter bullshit, you know? Love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life. Bullshit, you won't. Love what you do and you're gonna have some hard-ass days, you're gonna have some easy days, you're gonna have some rewarding days, you're gonna have the same days, whatever, you know? But, you know, hopefully you laugh your way to the bank at some point. But, yeah, who comes up with this shit? Sparkle coaches? You know? White liberal sparkle coaches? I mean, come on. Back on cars. What are you driving today? I can't talk about things like that. Like what I drive and, you know, where I live. You know, I can't go there. Because, you know, people are creepy. But, yeah. Yeah, the great communicator that he was. All right, want to see stuff? I'll show you stuff. We'll do a few more. We'll gauge interest in stuff. All right, let me see what we got here.
It's like a sweet potato hash I could do for you. It's cute, the sweet potato, and it's going to be made with a little bit of
yeah, try. Mary, I sold a Bentley. I bought a Maybach. Maybach is way nicer. It came with the the only reason I bought it is because it came with the free luggage. You know, they weren't doing the free luggage thing for a while, but then Maybach sent me an email. They were like, "We'll toss in the free luggage." It was worth like $10,000 or something. I was like, "All right." So I traded in the Bentley, and I got the Maybach. All right, want to see me in a three-piece suit? What up? Isn't that a cool picture? What up, bro? See, I've shaved various parts of my faces, but I've never shaved. Like, I've never been beardless in my entire life. Come on, focus. Tom, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tom sending through on the Venmo activities. Thank you very much. Most appreciated. Three-piece suit activities. Womp womp. Alright, what else do I got? It's gotta be stuff somewhere. Hold on. That was a pontoon boat I used to have. Ariel Lounge Bar is their free wine. Yes, there's free wine, and I appreciate you, Tom. Thank you. What up, Alex? Yeah, there is wine. You can ask if you don't see it there. You can ask. I mean, they don't serve it. You know, it's like the small bottles, like the one-off bottles. They have a selection in the coolers at the bottom. They have various, like maybe 3 different wines. They actually, if you ask, they have the tiny bottles of Patron, too. They're, it's maybe like 3 shots worth of Patron also. But yeah, they got wine there. I'll hang out there with you. That was my pontoon boat back in the day. That thing was a lot of fun, oh my God. That was endless fun. That was in upstate New York somewhere. That was me up in, where the hell was that? That's actually Montana. Yeah, that was Montana. Up in the Continental Divide. 'Cause I'm a cowboy, baby. Ride all night and I sleep all day. I was an outdoor MFer. That was not Lake George. That was the chain of like Long Lake and all those various lakes up there. Like what's her face had Sigourney Weaver. Met her a couple times up there. Yeah, that was up there. We used to be chilling. Used to be a chillin'. Let's see. What else I got? Holy cow, I was young in this picture. No freaking way. I just imported a bunch of these. I got some Vegas pics. Wow. That was me and one of my bros back in the day. Rah, my dog. What up, dog? No kidding. What else we got? Hell. Yep, Chris, exactly. 686 Smith. It's me doing some fishing. Look, I had the spikes on the bottom for walking on jetties and piers and whatever. Yeah. Dang. This, I think, no, that wasn't Lake George. This was near Lake George somewhere. Oh, what up? Catching me some fishes. What else? This ended up in a magazine. That was like some modeling bullshit. That was back in the days when I was pretty. Damn. What other pictures can I show you? Ta-da-ta-ta-ta. Oh shit, look at that. Who knows what that is? Come on, focus. Focus on what you're doing. Who knows what that is? Lake Las Vegas. Lake Las Vegas. I don't really have Vegas pictures. Do I have Vegas pictures? I got some in here. I bet you guys recognize that one. What up? Got my free picture at Caesar's Rewards. Alright, I'll find some Vegas pictures. Oh, there go some food pictures from Vegas. That was, who remembers that? Oh yeah, the convention, Arthur, yeah. There's some conventions coming up that I might be attending. So that might be a blast. That was, let's see, where was that? That was Ron Radio, who's not around anymore, which I think is kind of sad. You know, like once he found out I was like supporting Trump, you know, because I just thought he was a better man for the job. He like flew the coop, which is kind of sad, you know, because I had great love for Ron Radio. He was an awesome dude. But yeah, we went out to dinner, me, him, and Century. We went to Tony Roma's downtown. Oh, there go a Vegas picture. There go a Vegas type picture. Phil will remember this one. Bunk. There goes some Vegas activities. Me and Phil with $1 million. You're looking like $1 million. Yeah, I'd say so. Oh, this is a funny pic too. Want to see a funny pic? Yes, it's Photoshop, but Reagan used to be he used to run a podcast too. Back in the day. Yeah, I got no legs. That's $1 billion. Yeah, me and Phil split it. We ran for the door, and that was it. So me and Phil are actually independently wealthy. We just work just to downplay it a little bit. We don't want people thinking we got that kind of money. Now, let's see what other pictures I got here. What other pics I got? Pics. No, can't show you those. Can't show you those. Am I making you crazy yet? Can't show you those. Na 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 na. Oh, I found it. Hold everything. Alright, does that look familiar? Phil? That was after like 3 or 4 days. It started to... Oh, imagine buying Bitcoin, $1 million worth of Bitcoin back then. Holy cow. I'd be a gazillionaire by now. That was after a couple of days what that tattoo started to look like. I wonder if I have a... Like when it first got done, I thought I had one. I thought I had one. That was the mask I used to wear during the shutdown, the pandemic. They were like, "Oh, you got to wear a mask over your face." I'm like, "Okay." You asked for it, and I legitimately, that was my mask. The eyes you could see through. I used to go shopping at Walmart and do all this stuff during that. And like people used to just like pretty much leave me the actual F alone, which was cool. Oh, that's when I had that full beard and whatnot. Wow, that's crazy. I went half naked. I was half naked that night. All right, what else I got? I'll find some good ones. Maybe, I don't know. If I can show them to you, I don't know. We shall see, said the blind man, as he picked up his hammer and saw. Why have I been saying that so much lately? I think it reminds me of something. I don't know what. For those of you who didn't see this is like part of my den. For those of you who've never seen my den during Christmas, and this wasn't even full deck den yet, but that was my den back. That was last year, this year, whatever you want to call it. I decked it out. There go my Christmas tree. One of my Christmas trees, one of the ceramic ones with the freaking lights in it. Old school AF. What other pictures do I got? Gotta have some kind of pictures up in here. Some of you have seen this already, but it's worth looking at again. Stay tuned. Yeah, that's how I keep my skin looking good. Ain't gonna lie. Say what you will. However, is what it is. That was the screw that was put in one of my tires, leaving the Vidara. I still think it was someone who worked there or used to work there. Yep. Cost me a tire. That cost me $250. Because I heard it clicking. I knew it was one of them. And, you know, I have a Trump VIP, a Trump International VIP parking pass. You know, that was in my dash, and that was thrown in the back seat. That's how I know someone did that intentionally. Oh, who remembers these days? Bonk. That was when? That was Nashville? Year and a half ago, something like that. What other pictures I got? I gotta have pictures. I got all the pictures. Oh, there's some familiar faces. Who be that? Mark 1 in the house. Mark 1. I know I got some other ones. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know where I was catching a flight to. Somewhere. Somewhere. Oh, there you go. There's some more pictures. Frank, what's going on? I fully understand that Vikings did not and do not add horn helmets, but I love it. I freaking love it. There's airport face. Are you, airline face, are you really banging into the back of my freaking seat like that? You dumbasses. That's actually one of the suites at Trump International. They're so like homey and freaking wonderful. Oh yeah, no kidding, Tom. Yeah, on your ride, hell yeah. I mean, mine, it cost me like $1,000 for all four. Yeah, that cost me about $250 that time. But yeah, for yours, yeah, those are just 2 tires for you. For sure. Oh, remember I was telling you guys last week, we were talking about Bavettes and their homemade potato chips? You know, that's how they serve them. I mean, granted, I munched a bunch of those already, but that's how they serve them. They serve them in that thing with the paper and everything. They make some good homemade potato chips. And there goes one of their, what do you call them? Old Fashions. I love me some Old Fashions. Let's see what other pictures I got here. I got a shitload of pictures. Alright, who knows what that is? You gotta know. Let's see who knows what that is. Dun, dun, dun. You'll figure it out. Well, no, I'm gonna tell you. That's a tough one. That is that little carousel by Maggiano's, where we're gonna do the get-together. Oh yeah, okay, here's some Bavette's jam. Remember I was talking last week about how they serve up the shrimp. You know, they have them like knocking boots, and there's like 8 of them or whatever. That's how they serve up the shrimp in Bavette's. Of course, with the ice and you know, all this stuff. But that's how the freshest shrimp in Las Vegas. They you know, they put the horseradish on top so you can, you know, mix as much as you want. Of course. Why is it so bright where? In here? I don't know. Because it is. I don't know. Because it's daytime, I think. It's some natural-ass light. What else we got here? Oh, we got close-ups of the most delicious Brussels sprouts known to man. Yum. I try on the food photos. I mean, as much. I used to do food photography back in the day. That was some of the most gross stuff ever. I mean, we used to do weird shit. I used to use like motor oil instead of honey, instead of maple syrup. You know, it was weird. Oh, you know what this is? You know what this is? Check this out. That is the steak Diana from Carbone's. It's like pot roast made out of prime rib. It is so good. Like, lick the frickin' plate stupid good. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, I remember those days. Holy cow. Me about to frickin' go into my that was like the 2nd or 3rd facial surgery. Frickin' yikes. Yeah, that sucked. That couldn't have sucked enough. Alright, let's see what else we got. Oh, there's a blast from the past. And some familiar faces. That was at the steakhouse in Circus. That was fun. I mean, people knock it. You know, like the food tastes different because it's in like a shitty place or whatever. But I liked it because, want to see what I ate there? This night might not be for everyone, but I got me some rare, delicious, unbelievable. Look at the thickness on that prime rib. It's just freaking giant. It's giant. Well, of course, it's blurry because I'm showing you a picture and a picture and a picture, of course. But look at that. Look at how delicious that was. Oh my goodness. I'm actually tilting it to the side so you can see the thickness of it. Duh. Yeah, that was the steakhouse at Circus. I didn't have no problem with it. I thought it was actually good. I mean, people get snobby about it. Duh. I thought it was good. Let's see, what are the pics? Oh, no, I can't show that pic. I want to so bad, but I cannot. I can't. Alright, let's see what else we got. Oh, there's a Bavette's pic too. Yum. Oh, delicious. What else? This is like the presidential suite or some such thing over at Wynn. I was doing some work. Look at that. It's got a mirror on the ceiling. But I swear to God, I mean, that's like freaking $3,000 a night, but there was like 6 of us. They had rooms, bedrooms and stuff. Swear to God, 11 o'clock and 3 seconds, they were already like, yeah, that was the steakhouse. They were already knocking on the door, like, get the F out. Like, hey, you know, just paid all this money, chill the F out. They're like, no. You get out just like everyone else gets out. You know, that's what you get. This was, where the heck was this? This was the spot in Sahara. That was, I didn't eat any of it because that's all gluten. I didn't eat that. But that's how they served dessert. I was in, what the hell's the name? I forgot. What was it? It's eluding me right now. You know, famous chef dude or whatever. That's how they serve the desserts on a piece of slate. Urban Rye is pretty good. For a local spot, I mean, when you first go there, you'll be just like, what in the hood level shit is this? I mean, it's not, it's like truly a local, nondescript. I mean, they could change the sign that, nails are us and make it a nail salon. It's like, it's not what you'd think it was. The inside is nice, but on the outside, it's not much to speak of. You know, it's not like glamorous or anything on any level. But inside is nice. The food is good. They got great specials. I mean, always pointing at these dudes. Yeah, Bizarre Meat. There you go. Thank you. Bizarre Meats. I love me some stuffed mushrooms. That was Bizarre Meat stuffed mushrooms. Yum on the stuffed mushroom activities. Yum on the asparagus activities. Thank you, Maria. That's peeled. If you don't peel my asparagus, I'm sending it back. Sorry. I don't want those stringy freaking asparaguses. Asparagi. What else? We got to pick our own section of cow from what ranch it came from and everything. I think I showed that during the live stream. You know, they actually tell you what ranch it was. But yeah, herbs and rye is definitely worth going to. No ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, that was me after one of my face surgeries. That was an ice pack I had wrapped around my face. Oh, you want to see some medieval shit? I'll show you some medieval shit. I know I had some pictures in the back. All right. Obviously, that's me during the surgery. After the surgery, look at those tools in the back: pickaxes, spikes, drills, hammers. Frick, that was some medieval level shit. Look at that! You can see the blood all over everything. that was quite the experience. That was quite the friggin' experience. Is an understatement. That was me right before they attempted to put me under. Pretty healthy MFer, wouldn't you say? 113 over 73. Considering I was about to have my face torn off. Alright, what else we got? Oh, here go a picture. Here go a picture. Some familiar faces here. Who recognizes them cats? Yeah, it was Tom. It was torture chamber level shit for sure. There's some familiar places. Where was that? That was at, I think that's the high limit room at Bellagio, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, I think that was the high limit. Oh, I found it. Did I find it? Hold everything. Oh, remember they told us we couldn't put our shirts on, Phil, when we got that tattoo? They said it's just going to get all over the place, so I had to drive home naked. Yo, you out?
I was here at like 8 a.m. Too good to now. Take care. Good to
Love
see
you, bro.
Yep.
I'll talk to you. Much love from my bro. Yeah. Then they were like, oh, don't take your shit. You got to drive with your freaking. Well, I don't know about Phil, but I had to drive home naked and shit. That was funny. That's what it first looked like before they smeared it off. Yeah, got a Broad Nation tattoos. That was crazy. That was crazy. Going down memory ass lane. Oh, who remembers this picture? Who remembers this? Remember that? That was in the Borg rejuvenation pod during the Star Trek convention. That was fun. That was back when my shoulder was still healing. That was a while ago. Huh. What other pictures you got? I got all kinds of pictures. All kinds. That was when I first ripped my shoulder out of the socket. That was kind of gory. What else? What else do... Oh, that was me fixing to head into... I think that was Walmart. I was doing a live stream. That's legitimately how I used to... They're like, oh, I would say, you want me to wear a mask? Tell me that ain't a mask. Bam. That's how I used to walk around during... and quite frankly, no one said nothing. They was too scared. They were like, dang, it's the Punisher. The Punisher punishes. Punisher punishes. Let's see what other pictures I got. I got a few here and there. That's when I was on that TV show with what's her face, that Nina something or other. Oh, I didn't like her at all. Did not like her at all. Making some gains. Oh. Yeah, I got thousands. I didn't realize I had this many pictures on there. It is a great picture. You gonna take the red pill or the blue pill? Okay, Morpheus, what up? That's when I was fully embracing my heritage. Rah. What pictures do I got? I gotta be selective in what I show. Doobie doobie doo. Doo 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 doo. That was the studio that got shut down during the pandemic. I had the backdrops with all the different colors and the whole shit. I missed that studio. That was an awesome studio. However, I was told I was non-essential. My business was non-essential. Our governor closed my business. Remember that? How many of us have rubbed those boobies? Thousands. Thousands of us. Alright, enough of that. Oh, Tom, that was brutal. I mean, it's healed, but I still have to have surgery on this bicep. One day. One day when I have $40,000 I can spend on surgery on my bicep, I'll get it done. But as of right now, not tomorrow. Yeah. But that was some shit. That was some shit. What time is it? Alright, let's look at comments. Sometimes I like doing show and tell. I don't know why. It's not even about me. Maybe it is. You get to know me a little bit. You know, I was told you guys were my extended family, so you might as well see the best and worst of me. Alright, let's check out chat activities. Alright. Gotta restart for the 39th time. I don't think you've ever seen my actual photography studio that I had downtown in the Arts District. I don't know, I did a video on that a long time ago. I don't know if I ever showed it. My studio at my place was different. That was more for, what we're doing here. Yeah, they put the kibosh on it. You are correct. But I don't know if I showed you that studio. No, that was way before YouTube days. So... yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking, Tom. Because I'd like to lift stuff, but I mean, it's not like I lost my strength. I just don't want to put, any pressure on this shoulder nor, this bicep. But yeah, then I can get back to freaking lifting and stuff. 100%. Oh, I just got hit with a commercial. She shocked me. What is she trying to sell me? Contact lenses. I don't wear glasses. Shut up. Go away. But hey, Bror Fredrik, you should have premium. No, I like to see the commercials. I like to see what everyone's getting bombarded with. Let's see. Do I intend to go to the John Wick experience? Probably not. I'm not much for doing stuff. As crazy as that sounds. I'm into the experiences. I would go to John Wick. I would do this. I would do that. I will not stand on a line. I mean, unless they're like giving away. If someone was giving away $100 bills, just one, would I stand on a line of 100 people? No. Not even for $100. Would I stand in line for $100 with a line with 50 people? No. 20 people? No. 10 people? No. 5 people, yeah, it'd have to be like 5 or under. Even if they were giving away $100 bills. I hate standing in lines. I just refuse. I'm not waiting on a line. I'm not queuing. I'm not doing any of that shit. Time, it's too valuable. It's too valuable to wait for anything. Nothing is as important as my time. So I would not, under any circumstances, sit and wait on a line for a John Wick experience. Like Janice posted that picture of people waiting online for, what was that, Rock Shot Bingo? I don't even know what that is, but it was crazy. People were hanging out on that line like they were giving away, I mean, what was that line? Half hour, 45 minutes, an hour? When I was a kid, we used to go to like Great Adventure and whatnot. I'd be like, I want to go home. Why? You know, we're going to go on this ride. I'm like, I don't want to stand in this freaking line anymore. I can't. I'm incapable of standing on that line. For business? No. No. I mean, I'll do it for airplane and air travel. Just that whole experience of like unboarding. You know, I'm usually on like, you know, section C, the last people to get on, the last people to get off type of shit. You know, I just sit there and I'm just like, I'm ready to kick out one of the friggin' emergency windows. I do not like waiting on lines. It's just like, nope. Ah. Ms. Google. 50 Bananarama super chat for a super guy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Very, very nice. Ladies. Oh, the DMV. Oh my God. Okay. You know I'm frugal, right? I'm not cheap. I'm frugal. I know the value of $1. I'll pay someone to go. Like if I got some DMV shit I gotta do that actually needs an appearance other than my picture, I'm paying someone to do that. No. 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 I don't even like waiting on lines. I mean, the most patience I have, because I don't really have a choice, is I'll wait on a line. So what's this my name? I'll wait on a line in like, you know, like a checkout line or whatever. But even sometimes then, I've been known to just bail on whatever I got, you know? If it's not important, like I'm gonna hit up Smith's tonight, but they're pretty good. They, you know, they slide you through. I mean, is what it is. It's food. But if it's non-emergency type shit, I'm just like, I'll fungal this, you know? I just can't wait on lines. I could think of like 10 other things I could be doing. 100 other things I could be doing. And I'm gonna sit there with my phone. Bro, you're still an awesome photographer. Maria, thank you very much. Oh, cruises are bad? You gotta wait on lines? No. I can't find it within me to do. It's just such a... I can't. Like, skiing? You come down the mountain in like 32 seconds and it takes like 4 hours to get back up. No, thank you. Traffic doesn't bother me as much, but I am looking forward to the day when I can have my robot drive my vehicle for me, you know, because then I'll just sit in the back seat and I'll, you know, watch some videos, I'll work on some spreadsheets, I'll type up some Word docs or something like that, you know, I'll strategize, you know, some performance issues, you know, I'll do stuff in the back seat. Oh, he covered his mouth, that was good. But yeah, traffic doesn't bother me as much, but because I'm not subjecting myself to it. I know I have to go there. I know there's going to be traffic, but subjecting myself to a line, ooh, like a that's why I don't go to concerts and shit like that, you know? I just couldn't. The line is just like, just the thought of having to wait. Oh, we moved another 6 inches. Can't do it. It's just not me. Played Buffalo lately? No, I haven't. I really haven't played much of anything in quite a while. I think the last time I I played, where the hell was that? Excalibur? That was like months ago. No, I haven't really played in a long time. The machines in town are so tight. Find other shit to do. Or just set your money on fire. The machines are so tight. It's so bad right now. And you'd think they'd loosen them up a little bit based on the fact that tourism is down between estimates 4.5 and 6%. I mean, it's quiet. It's quiet. You go out in the street, it's friggin' ghost town activities. You could drag race up and down the strip. Traffic's not even there. I mean, there's some people wandering now, but it's quiet. So you'd think they'd loosen up the slots. They just keep ratcheting them down, tighter and tighter and tighter. There's no, it's not even fun. You're not even you can stick $100 in there and play min bet. Like 60 cents on a Buffalo, 88 cents on almost every other progressive. You won't get a drink by the time you burn through that $100. And if you do get a drink, one drink or one beer, it costs you $100. You got to think about it that way. That's how fast you just rip through freaking money. You know, it's crazy. I mean, you could sit with $100 and play like nickel slots maybe, but then they won't even come around. They won't even come around to the nickel slot area, so you play like 25 cents video poker, and if you min bet it, maybe but then you can't win the Royal. It's not even worth doing that. It is bad. It is pretty freaking bad. I take all the best of I'm reading any pics from Bror. No, I don't have any on this phone. I didn't take many pics at the 2023 get-together. Most of the pictures I have is people who have sent them to me. If you ever drive down I-80 in Nebraska, passing, you'll see and smell where your meat comes from. I have two people that I know. Speaking of Nebraska, I have two people that I know that are moving to Omaha, Nebraska. And they're like, dude, you should move to Omaha, Nebraska. And I remember, I've driven across country 6 times, or is it 8 times? 8 times. I've driven coast to coast 8 times in my life. One of them, no. 2 of them, I passed through Omaha, Nebraska. And you're bopping, you're just doing your thing. You're driving through cornfields, you're driving over, cow pies, you're waving to the cows, what up, cow? You're waving to a couple horses, you're riding through some more freaking cornfields. Suddenly all you start seeing is like Lamborghinis, Hummers, limos, Ferraris, Bentleys. You're like, what just happened? Where am I? You're in Omaha, Nebraska. There's money in Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, I get it. Mutual of Omaha, the frickin' Wizard, or whatever the hell they call him, that guy. I get it. Buffett is out there, a lot of insurance, a lot of tech. But out of nowhere, all of a sudden, you're driving amongst wealth, come out of a cornfield. I'm like, wow, I should start a cornfield. Did I tell this story? I don't care. But you could buy like a 2,000 square foot condo, 3 bedrooms, 2 or 3 baths with a 2-car garage for like $140K in Omaha. I know there's probably like a couple squirrely neighborhoods in Omaha or whatnot, but holy shit, land is cheap. Houses are cheap. I don't know why it hasn't been discovered yet, but what the hell am I going to do in Omaha, Nebraska? Do you want me to walk around up and down the streets of Omaha? I don't know, but it's cheap. It's friggin' cheap. I mean, okay, I'm looking at the houses. Yeah, I'm like Zillow. I gotta find out. I'm like, I'm looking and whatever on Zillow, and like homeowners association fee, $54 for a condominium. I'm just like, wait a second. Includes water, sewer, and trash. I'm like, how is this possible? I pay like $1,400. how's this friggin' possible? Omaha, Nebraska. Maybe I'll raise cows. Maybe I'll raise bucking horses. Omaha, Nebraska. Maybe we'll set up a commune over there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Omaha looks sick. I want to go back there. I got to check it out. Canton, Ohio. I've been to Canton. I've been to a couple of conventions, and there's a Pew Pew show in a hotel in Canton I've been to. All right, let's see this. I'm reading stuff. Colorado. We go to the Kia. You have one. Oh, you have one of those Kia. It's got hit with a commercial. 1 second. You got one of those kiosk DMVs. They used to have them here too, but I don't know. I think they faded out of existence or something. Here, it's bad. It's bad here. I live next door to NFL Hall. Wow, really? I'm reading comments. Hang on. Yeah, Omaha is definitely different. Omaha was, I was just surprised. Yeah, you can renew your driver's license. You can do a lot of shit online now. But I ain't waiting on no friggin' lines. Yeah, $26 for a bottle of water. Overrated if you're waiting in line. That's time to find some place. Yeah, I mean here, that's the only saving grace of the whole. I can't use the word. The shutdown here. Like, it was so easy. Like, there wasn't lines anywhere because that was unusually cool. There was no lines, there was no waiting, there was no nothing, and that was cool. Now everything's like waiting. The waiter dude that was selling these guys the buffalo chicken, whatever they're eating, he's come and checked on them like every 10 or 15 minutes. These guys better tip. That guy was freaking awesome. How you doing, Sean? The 2025 hurricane season is happening. I saw a map of the projected hurricanes. I saw a map of the projected monsoons. Because it's monsoon season, supposedly coming up in July over here. The great monsoons. In other words, it rained like a half an inch. Only lines worth waiting are for. There's a roller. Cat Hacker, how you doing? Roller coasters, yeah, I could get down with that. I mean, if you're in good company, sometimes waiting online is not terrible, and it better be cool, because I don't want to be outside. It's just like I left the house today, and I was just like, the hell am I doing? I have no the heat in me. Stephanie Jackson, how are you? Did you get the TSA pre-check and all that? Was that for me? Yeah, I got all that shit. I got the clear and I got all the things. I got the stuff because I just like zipping through the line. They do the biometrics with the eyes. They escort you through and, but then you gotta wait again. I mean, that's why, like, even in a doctor's office, it's like, oh, come on in, and then you're in the pre-waiting room, then you're in the pre-waiting room until you get, the vets do the same bullshit. You're in the pre, then you're in the pre, and then you're in the waiting room, and then finally, 3 levels of hell. Waiting rooms are just, they can go F themselves. Jackson, New Jersey. Yep. Great Adventure. We used to go to Great Adventure on our bikes. I went to Great Adventure on that GSXR I showed you, and my Cow 750. Yeah, my KZ 750. We used to, there was some sketchy ass freaking hotels around there. We used to ride our bikes into the hotel. It was like, like the Bates Motel, 1 floor, all freaking scary and shit. And we all used to ride our bikes into the hotel room, so nobody like picked them up and ran off with them. And then we used to go and like tear shit up at Great Adventure. As like young adults in our, 18-ish or whatever. You know, they used to have like the bumper cars and the small Indy cars. We used to go tear shit up over there. That was good times. Good times. Born and raised in Colorado, but living a dream in Nevada. I hear you. So good. Yeah, waiting to get off the plane. I'm with you, Janice. It was just like, oh yeah, I'm like the first to stand up, and people are like, haha, you're gonna be standing forever. I just been sitting my ass in this freaking seat that has no padding left because there's been 9,000 asses in it. You know, you're basically sitting on freaking an old school lawn chair. I don't care what plane it is, unless it's first class or business class. You're sitting on freaking plastic at this point. If you hit it a few times, dust comes out and freaking dried up farts and shit. I just want to get up out of that chair. It's gross. And then you gotta wait, and you gotta wait, and you gotta wait. Yeah, I'm ready to jump out a window. You got a cousin's property that, what's up, Dave? Backs up to Great Adventure. Carnivore a day keeps my doctor away. Absolutely. Absolutely it does. What did I have today? I bought, Smith's had Danish. I never even knew Danes. I mean, I'm Scandinavian, but I didn't know Danes, you know, my people to the south actually had sausage. I know Italian sausage. You get the sweet, you get the hot, it was Danish sausage, and it was on sale because everyone else is probably like, what the actual fuck is this? So Danish sausage. It's getting loud in here, isn't it? I don't know why it's getting so loud. Let me bring this all up in my face. Yeah, Danish sausage at Smith's. So I cooked that up last night, and I got out the ragout. So I had like a bowl of ragout, and I chopped up the sausage, and I was like this. I sliced it in half. That way, you char both sides. That's a delicious way to do it. Cut it up into bite-sized pieces, and I dipped it in the cold ragout and ate it. It was freaking good. It was good. But it didn't taste like anything. It didn't taste like Sweden. It didn't taste like Denmark. I don't know what was different about it. Danish sausage. It didn't have fish in it. I don't know what that was. Oh, and I ate that. I ate 4 big ass links. It was probably almost a pound. I ate a half a tub of ragout, so that was probably like 8 ounces of ragout. What else did I have? And I had like a half a pound of bacon. That was my dinner last night. Oh, and my lunch today. That's cool too, because leftovers, you don't get boring when you're carnivore. Yeah. Used to love going to Jerome, Arizona. I don't know what Jerome, Arizona is. What are your thoughts on the gas tank? Oh, man. Phil could tell you better than I can. Brother Phil's going to be paying like freaking $9 for gas. Our gas here is heavily taxed. It is heavily taxed. So is we have almost the most expensive food in the country. For groceries. You'd think we were like on an island in the Pacific like Hawaii, however we're not. You'd think with the amount of trucks coming and going, bringing supplies in, they'd figure out a way to increase our food supply. We have the most expensive food in Las Vegas as far as groceries go, and our gas is, they say, the 3rd highest price, but first is California, then it's Hawaii, then it's Las Vegas. Our gas is still almost $4. It's $3.89 plus or minus. Still paying through. But I spent enough money at Smith's. I got it down to their own gas station, even before your points, is like $3.29, $3.39. I got like 40 cents off a gallon. So I paid like $2.89, which isn't terrible, but yeah, our gas is like still $4 here. But we're taxed heavily on our gas here. But what they're gonna do there, California is out of freaking control. They should just secede already, or we should just continue to build a wall around them. I don't know what the actual F they're thinking. It's despicable. Why? I don't understand why you Californians are not sticking up, for what's right over there. I mean, it's just turning into such a shit show. And you know where it's going. It's all going down the drain. They're all giving it away to people who didn't earn it. I mean, the state is bankrupt for all intents and purposes, so they can't print money. They're not the Fed. What's going on over there? $9 a gallon, $10 a gallon for frickin' gas? Jeez. Oh, and Senate, 2 refineries are going to shut down on top of that? Yay. Yeah, you can you can almost drive to friggin' Vegas to fill up and go back, That was a trip about that pontoon boat. The gas station at that lake where I had the pontoon boat, you'd use a half a tank of gas going to get gas. It was trippy. Like you couldn't keep ahead of the gas curve, the pontoon boat. We ended up buying tanks, but they don't like you filling up the plastic tanks in there. So we used to hide them, like when they weren't looking and whatnot down, and they had like live wells and whatever. We didn't fill up the live wells, but yeah, that was weird. That's going to be like California. That's some crazy shit. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Yeah, so to make it a little less millions because shut down. It's a train wreck. It is a train wreck. But they're given, I mean, if you run across the border, you can make like $10,000 a week. It's a great job. Just make it to California, your goal. I mean, if you happen to be like a citizen there, you're fucked. Did I finish my strawberries? Oh, no, I saved some for tonight. I saved half a dark chocolate bar, and I saved me some strawberries, and I'm gonna melt the dark chocolate with a little butter and a little almond milk. I'm gonna mix that up, make like a ganache. I know shit. And I'm gonna dip them strawberries in there, and I'm gonna scarf them while I'm watching a movie tonight. I don't know what movie it's gonna be. Oh, I see a picture of Christmas. Uh-oh. Joe, Lord of the Rings, has a question. 5 Bananamas, thank you. All right, let's see what the question is. My fembot submissive sweetheart wants a big engagement ring and a new Cadillac for her birthday. Will you make her day? And a few bars, yeah, I'm a hoe. I'll sing for money. What up, hoe? Chameleon. Oh, the minute I started singing, I got a commercial for lip. What the heck is that? Why are they advertising lip gloss to me? They don't know I'm a dude. All right, see that's the whole idea of if she's submissive, she wouldn't be asking me for a big engagement ring. She'd be like, it doesn't matter. You're giving me big things in other categories. So why would I need a big ring? And then that would inspire me to get her a big ring. So, yeah, no. If it was a deal, no. Ain't about that. I don't go for that. I don't go that whole concept of happy wife, happy life. And keep that shit. No, happy husband. Nothing rhymes with that. Happy husband, then he'll be thrilled and honored and extraordinarily passionate about making his woman happy if he's happy. Men who seek solely to please a woman for fear of her giving him shit feel subjugated. That's the wrong premise to be coming from. That's a dude who's most likely to cheat too. A guy who's like, oh, happy life, happy wife, happy life, he's gonna cheat. A dude like that is gonna cheat. Because, if he can. Because that's the only silent revenge he can get against a woman who's, keeping him under thumb. Yeah. A dude, that's a weird thing. Like, women don't think about shit like this. When a woman's submissive, the likelihood of being cheated on is about 0. It's when she has boss babe energy and she's trying to call the shots, it goes to 100%. You know, because guys don't like that. So it's like a silent revenge thing. It's like, you know, she's making me miserable. She's trying to wear the pants. I gotta, yes, dear, yes, dear, yes, dear. If they got an opportunity to have Becky at the water cooler, it's on, you know? But dudes who have submissive women don't even think about other women. They're just like, I got everything I need at home, you know? And women have not figured that out. They used to know that. But in today's world, they have not figured that out yet. They're just like, duh. You know, I ain't letting no man tell me what to do. He's telling Becky what to do. He's grabbing her by the neck. He's spinning her around and shit. You ain't getting none of that. Yes, dear. It's just math. It's just math. It's just math. Cut your skin since perfect for lip gloss. Yeah. That's funny. But the problem with Mexican gas, what Mexican gas? What are we talking about? Small ring, small wedding, reasonable car, and then you have money. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what people want. Everything now. People will do anything to satisfy their baser needs and their sense of extravagance, you know, and not willing to put the work into it. You know, they'd rather steal than work. They'd rather take than work. They'd rather perpetrate a fraud and put everything on credit cards and barely afford the freaking rent to just look, you know. Life, if you're not willing to self-sacrifice, if you're not willing to sacrifice and put in your time, you ain't getting shit. You ain't getting shit out of life. On the surface, everyone will be like, oh, well, what's the blessing? May your life be as wonderful as you pretend it is on Facebook. You know, that's what most people are about these days. Most people have come into this town. I see them. They're sitting there like this. You know, standing. You know, especially the women. They're just like, oh, look at me, look at me. I'm just a boss babe. I'm just the man. Look at me in Vegas. Vegas is my town. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Meanwhile, you're broke as fuck. Or you put it on the whole entire trip for $5,000 on your credit card, and you're paying that shit off at an interest rate of 19, 20, 21, 22% for the next 7 years. So you can get a few selfies and pretend that, you know, oh, I'm a big shot in Vegas. I don't get that, you know. Not saying it's bad if you do it, if you know, that's your choice and whatever, but do shit wisely. Do shit wisely. Have patience. You're right, you know? Be modest until you don't have to be. And then, you know what? Once you have the schkarol, still be modest. You know? Still be modest. Within reason, you know? You can flash a little, you know, cheddar once in a while or whatnot, but still be modest. You don't want people up in your shit, you know? If I was poor, if I was dirt-ass, freaking broke-ass poor, or if I just hit freaking lotto 700 million, you wouldn't know the difference. I'd still be like, how you doing? I would just sleep down. It's different. But I wouldn't go like, oh, look at me, da-da-da, you know, like do like this total upgrade, unless I was just gonna move the fuck to a private island or something. Just no. Money doesn't make people anyway. Money can bring happiness. I don't care what people say. Like all these sayings, you know, oh, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Money doesn't bring happiness. Yeah, it brings a lot of freaking happiness. Because happiness is different from joy. Happiness is an outside job. I got a new car, I'm happy. Oops, someone hit it with a shopping cart, now I'm not. You know, happy is bullshit. You know, happy is bullshit. You can keep happy. But yeah, it can bring you a lot of happiness. But yeah, bingo, Tom. Money can bring you freedom. And it can buy you time, you know? It can buy you time in life. Because you can have other people do the shit that you're wasting your time doing. You know, you can pay someone to mow your lawn. You can have someone do your dishes. Or you can buy a robot that does all that shit for you. You know, instead of wasting your time on that level of stuff. Where are all these people coming from? There's a lot of like young people. All of a sudden, they're everywhere. Not like young, but 25 to 30 type of young. They must have a discount. They're putting it on their credit cards. Yeah. What the hell time is it? Is it 8 o'clock already? Did we just go for 9.5 hours? Holy cow. Money brings security. Security brings happiness and freedom. Absolutely. Chris, I was playing a $9 slot machine at the Big B. A young couple sat down next to me and explained to me $9. They said, I worked 40 years, save you money, then come back. Yeah, just have patience, you know? You don't need everything now. Have patience. If you put in the same effort that you do trying to perpetrate the fraud that you made it into what you actually can make you make it, you'll make it. You know? It's just that simple. You know? And what is making it? You know, this is my, I'll leave you with this. This is my concept of success. Just in the financial category. No longer having to think with your wallet. My watch told me to stand up. Shut up. If you don't have to think with your wallet anymore. What I mean by thinking with your wallet, you see something and you're like, oh, I only got 20 bucks on me. I don't want to spend 14 on a bottle of water in Vegas. You know, when you're thinking, when your life gets filtered through your finances, and you're deciding yes and no based on that. You know, success, and that might be different for different people, but you always have to live within your means. The absolute minute you decide to live above your means, you're fucked. You're just simply fucked. When you live above your means, or you try to step into a realm. I've been friends with many well-to-do people, and every time I hung out with my very, very well-to-do friends, it became expensive to hang out with well-to-do people, you know? You gotta live within your means. Where the heck are all these screaming ninnies coming from? You hearing this shit? These are all like 20-somethings. Yeah, you know, yelling like freaking idiots. Marianne with the 5 banana rabbits. And these are guys like yelling like these people behind me. These guys yelling like freaking children. How undignified. I don't know, whatever. Let them have fun. Who cares? But it's undignified. Anyway, and the chicks don't dig it. That's why the chicks are in the back. Anyway. You sound like an old... Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Let them have fun. It's just undignified. This is undignified. Men should have dignity. You know, you got to be cool and mysterious. You can't be like all loud. Empty barrels make the most noise. Anyway. What the hell are we talking about? Something. I forgot what. We're talking about... live within your means. All you gotta do is live within your means. I've always endeavored to live within my means. Yeah, like there was some cases where I didn't. Like I went through a 10, 12 year phase where I only leased vehicles. Like every 36 months I had a brand new killer freaking vehicle. M5s, Mercedes, all this shit, back when it was more reasonable to do. You know, and everyone was like, oh wow, you're no, it really wasn't. It was leasing and shit, but yeah, live within your means, and you'd be surprised how successful you'll be. You'll be surprised how much you can put away, surprised how much you can accomplish. You know, who you're showing off to. Does anyone really give a shit about you? The people who you think you're trying to impress. Oh, look at me, I have this, look at me, I can afford that. Nobody gives a fuck. You know, you're not that important to anyone that they're weighing you up or sizing you up. And you know what? If someone's sizing you up by criteria like that, you don't need those people around you. You don't need those people around you. Oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, and people know, you know, that I'm special if I have this or that. You don't need people who think like that, so you have to stop thinking like that. Stay within your means, and one day you'll have more than you need. Plain and simple. If you live a life now, or have lived a life within your means, you'll have excess. And then it's up to you to do what you want with it, you know? But live within your means. But people right away, I got a raise, I need a new car. Well, then you're back to where you were. You're still living paycheck to paycheck. Oh, I got a bonus at work, so let's buy a new this or that. Well, if you put it in SCHD at 4% interest, you know, quarterly and drip it back in, that $10,000 next year will be $14,000. You know? People don't think like that. People live for pleasure and shit. I mean, I get it. I'm not like ragging on it. I have fun. This is my pleasure. You know, hanging out with you guys. I'm not saying I don't do shit or whatever, like fucking Ebenezer Scrooge. But live within your means. Live within your means. You gotta raise and put it into exactly. You know, stay where you're at, and when the excess comes, you know what the best employees in life are? The best employee you can hire, think of it this way. The best employee is $100 bills, yo. The best employee is named Ben Franklin. Put his ass to work. He works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Put your money to work, you know? You can't, you know, buying shit doesn't do nothing for you. Nothing really appreciates, like, you know, just put your money to work. Be smart. And get your freaking crypto off exchanges. If you still got your crypto on exchanges, trust me, get your crypto out of exchanges. If we're going to talk about crypto, learn about cold storage. Get your freaking crypto off the exchanges. You will thank me, or you will be like, damn, I should have done what Bror Fredrik told me. Having your crypto, and it's not yours. Like anything you have in crypto, if it's still on an exchange, could be gone. Could be gone right now. Wait, let's blink. Blink twice. It could be gone. Could have been stolen. Could have been hacked. Could have been Coinbase got hacked. You trust? Okay. We're familiar with trusting banks with our money. That's kind of dumb too. But anyway. Get your shit off the exchanges. Learn about cold storage. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let me check out chat activities real quick. Bonk. Yep. See, I got the black screen too. It happens. I don't know what that is all about. I don't know what it's all about, yo. Let me check fan fundalization activities. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I think I got everyone.
All right, you guys got two. All good. Check around.
They better. Wow, that drinks. They better tip this guy. I think I'm gonna say something. They better tip this guy. He's busting. He's new. He's busting their ass to make this table happy. Be disciplined with your time and the money. Yep, especially the time. Because that's why I always say, you know, you guys chose to spend your time with me tonight. We're going on like 3 hours. Time, and I'm honored. I'm absolutely honored that you guys are spending time with me, because time is the most important commodity ever, because they don't make any more. Once you spend it, you can never get it back. I'm going to spend this $20 on the coffees and whatnot. You know, I could go make more, you know? You guys have sent me, but it's replaceable. It's a replaceable commodity. I can go earn more. I can go dance in front of the thing. Maybe some chick will stick with 20 in my juice stripe. But time, they make it no more. If you don't spend it wisely, you're not getting any more. So spend your time wisely. You worked at Home Depot? That was cool. You worked 2 full-time jobs, Arthur? Good for you. Good for you. Retired, left Arizona, now back in Michigan. I was told, you're nobody. I told them, well, and you're next to nobody. That's a good one. I like that. James, Harvard. Yeah, live at or below your means. That's one of the secrets. You know, while you're in, there's phases in life. There's, you know, there's sowing and there's harvesting. There's sowing and there's harvesting. You know, not all harvests are good. Not all harvests are, you know, bountiful. But eventually a big harvest will come in. But while you're harvesting, you don't try to live lavishly while you're in sowing stage in your life. You just don't. You have to wait for the harvest, you know? You can't be going out having steak dinners when you're in your harvest period, not in your sowing period in life. You know, that's an exaggeration. You can't be a jackass either. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know? You gotta be willing. It's not pay your dues. Pipe in noise to keep the customers full. Bingo. You're right, James, about that too. Ta-da-ta-ta-ta. Hey, get off my lawn. That's funny. Yeah, and spend it with good people, you know? Spend it with the Bror Nation, you know? Come out to the next get-together. It's going to be freaking awesome. And, you know, you'll find out all the details on the Facebook group. I think there's a link in the description. Go check out the Facebook group, and you don't even have to pay for the whole thing now. I think it's like you got to put down a deposit to save your seat. But I hope, you know, it's going to be limited to. I mean, we could expand it a little bit, but it's going to be limited to 40 people. Out of, you know, so first come, first serve. Make the most of every day that God gave you. Abso-freaking-lutely. This got a Brazilica commercial. I didn't get any bra commercials today. I'm disappointed. I barely got any. I think I got 3 or 4 commercials in almost 3 hours, 2.5 hours. That's weird. Is it dark out yet? It's starting to get dark early. No Brazilica commercials. All right, people. I'm going to get going because I got to see a man about a horse. I'm starting to get a little freaking antsy over here. So we're going to go out Monday. Probably Wednesday, but you know what this Friday is, right? 4th of July. You know what we're going to do, right? We're going to go look at fireworks. No ifs, ands, or buts. So, yeah, get ready for that. It's going to be fun. That's a tradition. I think this will be, what, the 5th year we've gone out? Yeah, I'm going to go eat for sure. Thank you, Paramount. This will be the 5th year we did fireworks. I don't even know. I guess it's the same spot or the same lineup. I don't know. I haven't even looked at it. It's been so busy. But yeah, we'll do something on the 4th of July. Peace. All right. One last time, I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 3 times a week. And if you want to support the channel, all the stuff. Thank you to everyone who has sent a super chat and or Cash App or Venmo. I got links down there for all that good stuff. And I hope everyone has an absolute amazing weekend. Be safe. I'm going to be painting. Yay, at least it's air conditioning inside. And I love you guys. And on that note, I'm gonna stretch. For me to even sit down for 2.5 hours, it's kind of a big deal. I love you guys. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.